Pranaman.
Namaste.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste. Hari Om.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste, welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, we'll start with your prayers. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmaidhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Akhandam Satchidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam Asraye Bhishta Siddhai. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. I take refuge in the self, the indivisible, the existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute, beyond the reach of words and thought, and the substratum of all, for the attainment of my cherished desire. So my cherished desire to attain that state, to be unified with that supreme state. So we're studying Vivek as a Vedantasara, but before we start, we'll read from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. David?
Yes, Swami. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths become practical.
So this is the real nature of man, what man really is. We have understanding that I am this. So what is our understanding? We are body. We are bodies, or we are minds, or body-mind complex. Yes.
That is my opinion, and if society is not fit for the highest truths, make it so, and the sooner the better. Stand up, men and women. In this spirit, dare to believe in the truth. Dare to practice the truth. The world requires a few hundred bold men and women. Practice that boldness which dares know the truth, which dares show the truth in life, which does not quake before death, nay, welcomes death, makes a man know that he is the spirit, that in the whole universe nothing can kill him. Then you will be free. Then you will know your real soul. This Atman is first to be heard, then thought about, and then meditated upon.
So, what Swami said in the beginning, that society is the greatest, where the highest truths become practical. So, truth, if it is in the treasury and we cannot use, then it is no use. So, truths are in the books, scriptures. That should be first brought out, that should be heard, and that should be realized. And then it is practical. Then only truth has meaning. And that society is the best where many such people are available. So that society is the greatest where the highest truths become practical. So we have to practice this. Only we study in scriptures, that's not enough. Rather, we have to hear again and again. What is my real nature? What my really is? What really I am? So that is to be inculcated. That is why we are studying Vedantasara. What is the gist of Vedanta? Gist of Vedanta. So yes.
There is a great tendency in modern times to talk too much of work and decry thought. Doing is very good, but that comes from thinking. Little manifestations of energy through the muscles are called work. But where there is no thought, there will be no work. Fill the brain, therefore, with high thoughts, highest ideals. Place them day and night before you, and out of that will come great work. Talk not about impurity, but say that we are pure. We have hypnotized ourselves into this thought that we are little, that we are born, and that we are going to die, and into a constant state of fear.
So first, what Swamiji said. So working is good, but it's not enough. Rather, only a little fraction of what we think that we translate into our action. Therefore, we have to think more. What is our real nature? What is this world? And is it mortal or it is immortal? And that is to be practiced. So this is very important, as Swamiji points out. And then fill the brain, therefore, with high thoughts, highest ideals. Place them day and night before you. So it is not one time. That is why we repeat so many times. It looks, we repeat ad nauseum, like again and again and again, because we forget. That is why you need to remind ourselves. And when thoughts will be there, then heart will be full. When heart is full, then the muscles will be active and then will work. And whatever work that time comes, it will be pure, it will be uplifting. That is why it is so important. And it may not be that attracting also. Same thing over and over again. But it is very important. We eat every day. Why should we eat every day? we can say, oh no, we are fed up with eating. We should not eat anymore. But we eat. Why? Because we get hungry. So we should be hungry for such thoughts. It is not good living. Like ordinary people, they think that this world is only reality. But we try to find out what is reality, what is behind this. So this inquiry should be there. And scientists, they also do the same thing. Only thing, they try to find out in the outer world. But here we are trying to find out what is our reality. That is why it should be done again and again. Yes.
There is a story about a lioness who was big
Lioness.
with young, going about in search of prey. And seeing a flock of sheep, she jumped upon them. She died in the effort, and a little baby lion was born, motherless. It was taken care of by the sheep, and the sheep brought it up. And it grew up with them, ate grass, and bleated like the sheep. And although in time it became a big, full-grown lion, it thought it was a sheep. One day another lion came in search of prey, and was astonished to find that in the midst of this flock of sheep was a lion, fleeing like the sheep at the approach of danger. He tried to get near the sheep-lion, to tell it that it was not a sheep, but a lion. But the poor animal fled at his approach. However, he watched his opportunity, and one day found the sheep-lion sleeping. He approached it and said, "You are a lion." "I am a sheep," cried the other lion, and could not believe the contrary, but bleated. The lion dragged him towards a lake and said, "Look here, here's my reflection and yours." Then came the comparison. It looked at the lion, and then at its own reflection. And in a moment came the idea that it was a lion. The lion roared, the bleating was gone. You are lions. You are souls, pure, infinite, and perfect. The might of the universe is within you. Why weepest thou, friend? There is neither birth nor death for thee. Why weepest thou? There is no disease nor misery for thee, but thou art like the infinite sky. Clouds of various colors come over it, play for a moment, then vanish. But the sky is ever the same eternal blue. Why do we see wickedness? There was a stump of a tree, and in the dark a thief came that way and said, "That is a policeman." A young man waiting for his beloved saw it and thought that it was his sweetheart. A child who'd been told ghost stories took it for a ghost and began to shriek. But all the time it was the stump of a tree. We see the world as we are. Suppose there is a baby in a room with a bag of gold on the table, and a thief comes.
Just wait. So here, the object is same, but the observer observes it in different ways. So a thief will see a policeman, or a policeman will see a thief, and so many like examples are given. So what is the point? The point is that this same world, same this person, but the same person identifies it in a different way. We are to try to see in its proper perspective. That is the point. We need to, that's why all this thought process of thinking or cogitating, these are to find out our real nature. So we should not believe in our old samskara. Rather, we try to explore. And God has given that intellect. God has given so many things, resources. Let us try to use those resources and find out what we really are. And like a baby, we should not feel everything is impossible. Rather, it is possible. And when one thinks that it is possible, one can do it. Swamiji said, if you think that you can do, you can do. If you think you cannot do, you cannot do. That's why all the time we should have that positive idea that yes, because our scripture says so, and our gurus say so, there must be truth in it. Let me explore. And wherever will be stopped, then some help will come. Only thing, we should not abandon it. Rather, we should continue this exploration. Yes.
We see the world as we are. Suppose there is a baby in the room with a bag of gold on the table, and a thief comes and steals the gold. Would the baby know it was stolen? That which we have inside, we see outside. The baby has no thief inside and sees no thief outside. So with all knowledge, do not talk of the wickedness of the world and all its sins. Weep that you are bound to see wickedness still. Weep that you are bound to see sin everywhere. And if you want to help the world, do not condemn it. Do not weaken it more. For what is sin? And what is misery? And what are all these but the results of weakness? The world is made weaker and weaker every day by such teachings. Men are taught from childhood that they are weak and sinners. Teach them that they are all glorious children of immortality, even those who are the weakest in manifestation. Let positive, strong, helpful thought enter into their brains from very childhood. Lay yourselves open to these thoughts, and not to weakening and paralyzing ones. Say to your own minds, I am he, I am he. Let it ring day and night in your minds like a song, and at the point of death declare, I am he. That is the truth. The infinite strength of the world is yours. Drive out the superstition that has covered your minds. Let us be brave. Know the truth and practice the truth. The goal may be distant, but awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached.
So Swamiji is Guru, and he is like that lion who comes and tells that you are not weaklings, you are pure, and you are that supreme being. Therefore, we are to have that faith and work uh, that idea of Swamiji in our lives. And there, the example was given that whatever one thinks, like a baby, baby will not see a thief. Those who have idea of thief, they will see. So when we see something wrong in this world, that means something wrong within us. And that is our misunderstanding. And that's why we see wrong in this world. But a Brahmagyani sees nothing wrong. Everything is his Leela. God is playing with himself. So this is what Swamiji has said. Now let us try to correlate with our study. We have already studied what we called superimposition and desuperimposition. So here example was given, asarpa bhutayam rajjo, like a rope is lying down, there is no snake. But we see snake because of our misunderstanding, because not putting our whole attention there. So, vastuni avastu aropa. Whatever is not there, we try to see that. So here, this body is changing all the time. Mind is changing all the time. The self never changes. But we don't try to see that. So that is why Guru comes and tells that you are lions. You are not ordinary people. You can do this. So what we saw, this whole universe is nothing else but play of three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. How three gunas play this whole universe, and how that Mula Prakriti and its evolutes are this whole world. How we know? We have already studied. We have five senses, naturally five sense objects. Five senses, five sense objects. And how those objects, this is gross, there must be subtle, there must be the causal. But all these are encompassed in one thing. That is Supreme Brahman. And how that happened? All the qualities, then we superimposed on it. But what it means? Does it mean this is all bereft of him? Not really. It is Brahman that we see in a different way. When we see a snake on a rope, what we are seeing? We are seeing the rope, but we are taking as snake what it is not. So the main thing in the previous chapter that we have already completed, that which is the truth, we see something which is not truth. That is why we need to clarify our sight, the process of seeing, so that we can see what reality is. So whatever is happening, it is on Brahman. Without Brahman, that means Supreme Being, or we can say like God, without God, nothing happens. In His presence, everything happens. Like an example was given by Swami Vivekananda, that sky, in that sky, so many clouds are floating, and when one cloud comes in front of the sun, then it covers, as it were. But sun is never covered. It is only our sight, we cannot see that. So, even Guru Nanak also said, Jo dishe so sakal vinashi, Jo badal ki chhai. So whatever we see, all are elusive. It will go away. It is because every moment it is dying. Like the shade of cloud. But behind that is that truth of sun. The sun is that truth. That means the reality behind appearance. We are to try to see that. So what is happening? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Vasha, Prani, Hara, Murat, Visarai. We are already the divine being only because of our desire, anger, greed, etc. All these 6 passions, we forget ourselves. So we have to remind ourselves again and again that we are not this appearance. I am that pure self. And how to do that? The Guru has given a mantra. We try to repeat that, meditate on that mantra, and also the chosen ideal. So this way, one will see the truth, and then appearance will be negligible. Still it may linger for a while, but it will not have that bad effect. So it is the same truth is appearing in various ways. So we are to remove that appearance and see what is reality. What is the reality? So we have completed this one, that superimposition and de-superimposition. What is that? This whole universe. How this appears as many. But actually it is a play of ignorance, ajnana or maya or mula prakriti or pradhana. These are the names, and how one is para prakriti and apara prakriti. Apara prakriti is the objects, and para prakriti who is creating these objects. And beyond that is the Supreme Truth, who is beyond any adjectives. Okay, now we go to the next. We have already started though. 122. Okay, 20. We have already done that. Charbaka. So Charbaka means those who are Idanim. First is, now will be considered in particular how people variously superimpose on innermost self such ideas as I am this. Now we are trying to find out what is this I am. I am this, I am this. What is that? In previous chapter we have seen this is only play of ego. And what is ego? Ego is produced by Mahat. So Mula Prakriti, then Mahat. And then Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahamkar. Mind, intellect, and mind stuff, and ego. Ego means that sense of I. This happens because of the self. In presence of self, this happens. So this, now we have to segregate. Why? We have to find out what is this I. So first, Ati prakritastu atma vai jayate putra. So here three things will be given. One, a Shruti passage or scriptures, a passage from scripture, and then a reason will be shown why it is so. Shruti, Yukti. And then finally it is Anubhuti, what we feel. What we feel. So first is, thus, for example, an extremely deluded man speaks of his son as his own self. Son means property, all related things. But actually, ultimately, it doesn't matter. I have seen a mother who came to know that his son, say about 28, 29 years old, got cancer. And the whole day she would recite mantras and then read the Vishnu Sahasranam and so many things. But same mother would sleep in the night without worrying about anything. So all this identification only temporary. So for example, a deluded man speaks of his son. So should we not feel that he is not my son or not my property? Not like that. At least we are to understand what my real nature is. So that is to keep in mind. So first is Atma vai jayate putra ityadi shrute. Then swasmin niva putri api. So one feels the same love for one's son, daughter, when mother is more connected with her offspring. So verily the self. Then there's that feeling also is there. Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhuti. And when it is lost, then they feel also that, oh, I am gone. Is here I am living, I am gone. So this is because of their experience. And similarly, Savaesha Purushu Annamaya Rasaha. So one school of Charvakas, however, holds that this physical body is the self on account of such Shruti passages as man is constituted of the essence of food, like this Annamaya. This body is made up of food. It has grown because the person has eaten some food, it's digested, assimilated, and then body has grown. So Savayesha Purusho Annamaya Rasa. So this is the quotation from scripture, Taittiriya Upanishad. So there the stages are shown. Then Pradipta Grihat Swaputram Parityajati Swasya Nirgaman Darshanat. So though he loves his son or relatives or property, but when it comes to the self-preservation, then he runs away. He prefers to keep himself alive. So that is this is to show that this identification is not final. Now, we'll go to this. Aparacharvakaha teha pranaha prajapatim pitaram ityucho Chandogya Upanishad. So, another school of Charvaka. Charvakas means those who are materialists. This matter, whatever is seen, whatever is felt, all these are real. So they have also argument, really, like scientists, modern scientists, they are also kind of charvakas. But they have arguments, and they're subtle arguments. But Vedanta will not stop till it proves that the self is beyond all such ideas. So here, now let us read. Teha pranaha prajapatim pitarametyuchuhu. Chandogya Upanishad says, another school of Charvakas speaks of the sense organs as the self. Because why? Because we say, my eye, or I cannot see properly. I cannot see properly means my eyes are not functioning properly. But I say I cannot see. That means what I what I say or imply that it is my eyes. So another school of Charvakas speak of the sense organs as the self on account of such Shruti passage as the sense organs went to their father Prajapati and said. So this is a story. That story goes like this. All the senses have fight. Fight means they argued. Who is the greatest? So I said, I am the greatest. Ear says, no, I am the greatest. So how to settle this? Said, okay, take a holiday for the whole year. So eyes went for, Hawaii, to Hawaii on holiday. The person could not see, but other things started, everything went off well. So after 1 year, it came back and then said, what was the result? They said, everything was okay, only I could not see. Okay, that means it's not that important. So similarly, ears and etc. others, they also went on holidays. But that function did not work. Only other things worked well. So this way, all senses were negated, that they are not that important. Then the Mukhya Prana say, okay, let me go on a holiday. Then everybody was dying. Says, no, please don't go. So here, another school of Charvakas speaks of the sense organs as the self on account of such Shruti passages as the sense organs went to their father Prajapati and said. So, owing also to the fact that the movement of the body ceases when the organs cease to work. So that function is stopped. And further, so this is the rationality. And further, because of such experiences as I am blind of one eye, or I am deaf. So actually what is happening, that ear is not working, eyes are not working. So that's those who think that sense organs are the self, this is discarded this way. Now, apara charvaka, so another charvak, apara charvaka anyuntara atma pranamaya. So again, Taittiriya Upanishad. So pranamaya. So 5 sheets. One is annamaya, food sheath, then pranamaya, like activities, all the activities. You see another layer of existence. So here, other Charvak will say, no. This prana is because I am moving, I am eating, I am going, coming, all this. So this is Atma. So ityadi shrute. Prana bhava indriyadi achala ayoga dahana shamanaya yavanaham pipasaya vanityadi. So, still another school of Charvakas holds that the prana or vital force is the self on account of such Shruti passages as different from the more internal than this, the physical body, is the self, which consists of the vital force. So, prana. Owing also to the fact that with the cessation of the working of the vital force, the sense organs cease to function. So, the vital force is a must, like breathing. If breathing is not there, then this body will die. So, that means the vital force. So, this is the logic. And then, we also experience this. How? Anubhav. We also feel when there is no food or we are hungry, so then we say, we experience, I am hungry, I am thirsty. So this is because of prana is thirsty or hungry. So this is another expression. Then comes the next. So this school refutes the former school on the ground that the Shruti quoted that actually prana is greater than the food sheath. See, this all actions is possible because of the prana. It's otherwise it is inactive and it is dead. So this has no life. Life force is behind this. Therefore, the previous one is discarded. Now, the next one. Anyastu Charvakas. Why Charvaka? Because Charvakas are materialists. So these all are related to matter. Anyantaratma Manomaya. So inside this physical body, inside the active organs, it is the mind that works. You see, like I see, I hear, I taste, I touch, I smell. All these are going to this I, the mind. So this experience is the cause, like we can experience this, that I am hearing, I am seeing. So we presume this is the mind, because in mind everything is coordinated. So anya antaratma manomaya. So these are called five sheets: annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, and anandamaya. But Atma resides behind this. So, ityadi sruter manasi supte pranadir abhavat aham. So, what happens when mind is sleeping? Then eyes cannot see. Even the bodily functions, say going, coming, etc., is not possible. That means mind is superior than body, even prana. So mind, that means manomaya. We have inner layer. Outside this is annamaya, behind this is pranamaya, behind that is mind. In mind everything is coordinated. So ittadi supte pranadir abhavat aham sankalpavan aham vikalpavan ityadi anubhavacha mana atmeti vadati. So yet another school of Charvakas holds that mind is the self on account of such Shruti. On account of such Shruti passages as different from and inner than this, the physical body is the self, which consists of the vital force. Oh no, that is done. Now 27. So another school of Charvakas. Charvakas means materialists. So mind is the self on account of such Shruti passages as different from and inner than this. This means prana is mind. So which consists of the vital force is the self, which consists of mind. Owing also to the fact that the vital force, etc., cease to work. So vital force will not work in absence of mind. Like if you are sleeping, then you cannot see, you cannot hear. Similar. Therefore, this is subtler, owing also to the fact that the vital force, etc., cease to work. Then the mind goes into deep sleep. And further, because of such experiences as I am considering the pros and cons, that means sankalpa vikalpa. So like this, when we want to decide something, what we do? We think pros and cons. Say, should we go to Vedanta Society today or not? So this sankalpa vikalpa. And then another thing, it grabs something and then leaves that. Like, should I go to shopping mall? Yes, because I need to have something, say, like some vegetables. Oh, vegetables, say, very good. They're good for health. And then, oh, health, that means it is exercise. Oh, I must go for exercise. So it is linking. So mind jumps from one object to another. It grabs something and then leaves something. So it's called sankalpa and vikalpa. So sankalpa vikalpa atmak. So this is the activity of mind. Then the mind goes into deep sleep. So then when mind goes into deep sleep, all these actions is not performed. Atmi vaditi. Okay, then we go to the next. Now comes, these are subtle, very, very subtle. No, for this also we need to meditate on these to understand what is being said, what we identify, and what reality is. So this is important. First we have to identify, then we have to discard. Then we try to find inner truth. Then we'll find something. So this is, in India it happened for about 2,500 years, maybe more. And it is not discovered by, even Shankaracharya says that what I have received is from my previous gurus. So it is in tradition. Though he developed it, though he presented to the world in a forceful, logical manner, but all these ideas are present right in the Vedas. So, Buddhas, West was engaged in crusaders. So many times, there were 7, 8 times crusader, and for 1,000 years. But in India, they also fought a different kind of battle. And they used to even argue this, say, to find out what is truth. And more than 1,000 years, maybe more, 1,500 years, they fought against each other. And based on the experiences and Shrutis, Veda says this, what do you think? And then they used to have debate, public debate. And if one loses, then he has to uh, convert into the other's faith. So that was the understanding. So anyway, Bodhastu Anyantaratma Vijnanamaya. Now, here, Buddhists are very, very subtle. Even nowadays, they are spreading very widely. Everywhere you can see Buddhist. But one thing is sure, Buddhism is precursor to Vedanta. If somebody understand, oh, this is Buddhism, then gradually, okay, let me find out something else. Then the question comes. So here, that's why gradation is there. So Buddhism has got four principal philosophies. One is called Vaibhasik and Srotrantik, Yogachar and Madhyamik. So Shunyavadin. So one kind of Buddhism will say, Kshanik Vijnanvad. Say like this, for example. You see this light. But light has got 50 cycles per second. 50 cycles it is alternating, plus minus, 50 times. But you see it is only flow. Again, suppose you are standing in front of a river. You will see water is flowing, the same water. You will think that it's same water. But you cannot take bath in the same water twice. So this is very important. So they say whatever we see, it's a kshanikam and vijnan. Means it's flow of knowledge, vijnan. So I am knowing this now, second time, third, this is in series. Nothing is permanent. It's all in flow. So this is the kshanik vijnanvad. Now, so this is yogachar. This one is yogachar or kshanik vijnanvad. As against this, the Buddhists say that the intellect is the self. Intellect. So behind this body, the body, how body works? Because of the prana, vital forces. So I am moving my hands, I am speaking, all kinds of activities like I am breathing, then all the circulation of blood, all these are happening because of prana. And since prana is working, that's why this physical body is working. But behind that is mind. What is mind? Thinking, planning, remembering something, all kinds of mental activities. But, and this sankalpa vikalpa, grabbing something and leaving that, grabbing something else and leaving that. So this is mind's work. But behind that there is another force. It's called intellect. Intellect. How we know that we have that intellect? We decide. What is this? Whether it is a pen or pencil. So this is mind's work. Or something else. But we know, because our predecessors have said that, no, this is pen, because this is used for writing. So nishchayatmika vritti. That means this is this and not anything else. This is called intellect. But this intellect is also, it's all the time, it's moving as it were. As I gave example of this light. Light has a flow of 50 cycle per second. It looks like it's a continuous thing, but it is not. Same thing, this world is also moving. This world is also changing every moment. Even the cosmic, cosmic waves, they are bombarding on us, and everything is changing. That's why body gets old. So this is how we know. A Vijnana also it is like that. We know something this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment. So it's a continuous flow, but it gives a notion that it's a continuous thing. So this is Yogachar. The Yogachar said this. So this is according to them that this is the Atman. Now next is, so let us read this. As against this, the Buddhists say that the intellect is the self, not mind. Intellect is the self. On account of such Shruti passages as different from and inner than. So different from mind and inner than mind. This is the self, which consists of consciousness. Consciousness here means, say, knowledge, vijnana, so awareness. But awareness, because here, see, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, mind, intellect, and mind stuff, and ego. This is directly reflected by the self, because it is innermost. That is why it is very close, and it shines. It's like a sun shines, and the rays of sun reflected on the moon, on earth. That is why everything shines, but it's only reflected light. So this is that way it is consciousness. Of course, everything is consciousness. What we said, rope. When you see rope as snake, you are seeing rope only, but you are mistakenly you are seeing a snake. So this world, when we see this world, we are seeing God himself, but we take it as world, because we cannot segregate, we cannot separate. So that way, owing also to the fact that the instrument becomes powerless in the absence of the agent. So there should be, if all the time it is changing, like this is pen or pencil, should we go to Vedantasara or not to go? So all kinds of, then we cannot, even the system cannot work. So it should be owing also to the fact that the instrument becomes powerless in the absence of the agent. So this gives doership. I am doing, I am understanding, I am speaking. So this is the knowledge, then vijnana. I am understanding, I am speaking. So this idea, powerless in the absence of the agent. And from such experiences that I am the agent, I am the karta, I am the doer. Buddhir atmeti vadati. Bhokta. See, I am enjoying. Oh, it's very tasty. So when you say it's tasty, that means you are enjoying. Or what a wonderful scenery. Or what a wonderful painting. So this, the person perceives it, and he translates into his perception, translates his perception into knowledge. So that is what the identification and that doership comes. I am the agent, I am the enjoyer. So bodhastu अन्योंतरात्मा विज्ञानमय इत्यादि श्रुते कर्तुर अभावे karanamस्य shakya bhava. See, like this, seeing. If my mind is sleeping, then the instrument cannot work. Seeing is not possible. So if mind is sleeping, if there is, say, in deep sleep, what happens? Mind sleeps. Mind is also absorbed in the ajnana. That means mula ajnana or ignorance. So that's why we don't perceive anything that time, even no dreams. So this is kartur abhave. If there is agent, then only something will work. And there is levers. If you say, okay, do this, so like in a jail, this gave the plants to be planted. So after certain time, the jailer came. How much have you planted? He said, after this, if I plant another 19, then it will be 20. So, in absence of the doer, everybody lives as say like leaf. So it's a wonderful leaf. So I am the agent, I am the enjoyer. Then only everything happens. I am seeing, I am speaking. So this doership, because of doership, and how that happens? It happens because of my awareness that um, I am understanding, I am perceiving. So this happens from the intellect. Okay, after this, this will require a little more time. So, any question? Now we are nearing the time, only 2-3 minutes are there. Akshay?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. That means. Eh? No. It's like, no, you could have asked Maharaj how to experience this. You have to meditate on it. You have to understand what is this me, whom I identify that I am doing, I am working. Is it this body? So when body sleeps, then it cannot work. So that means this is not this body. Then not the vital forces, the prana. That also, in absence of prana, the body does not function. In absence of mind, prana does not function. In absence of intellect, even mind cannot work. So that means these are subtle. So this is to be experienced. To find out what am I really? What is this reality that is within me? As of now, it is all mingled up. Because we are so habituated, and not only one birth, from many births. And by the grace of scriptures that we come to know that what we understand, apparently it is not real understanding. That is why we need to inquire. And that is why I need to meditate on these. That Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. So how it started? It started with associated things, properties, relationship. And then it came to no, that's not self. It is extension of self, that's fine. But first we have to find out our real self. Then we are to, then we can extend. Then there is no harm. Because you know the truth. As you know the truth, even suppose body is suffering, you will not suffer. It's only you are witnessing that. This is Sri Ramakrishna. Though he suffered from cancer, but when his disciples went to him, everybody understood that it's only he was feigning. Or just when he puts his mind, everything will go. and he'll become normal again. So, because he was always full of joy and love, everything. So that is what. So we have to find out what my real existence is. So this inquiry, it's not only hearing, we have to contemplate over it, cogitate, and some doubts also will come. So that can be asked. So we'll stop here today, and we'll take up the next. After this, it will be very subtle. So let us keep for another day.
Swami,
Yes.
what's the difference between manana and nidishana?
Nididhyasana.
Meditation. So,
Nididhyasana. Manana. So Shravana, hearing. Manana means cogitating. And when you cogitate and we come to conclusion, unshakable conclusion, and you live that idea. So that is Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means you are steeped in that idea, and say like that lion, the sheep lion. First it thought I am a sheep. Then the guru came and said, no, you are not sheep. You are a lion. See your face in the reflection. See my face in the reflection. So Indra said, yes, that's correct. So still he had some doubt. Then Guru said, okay, take some meat and eat it. And when it ate, and then he tasted, oh, that's it. I am not a grass eater. And then he said, he roared. So that is Nididhyasana. So there it is conclusion, that means the realization. And in Jnana Yoga, knowing itself is realization. But what is our knowing this? This is only objective knowledge. This knowledge is not complete. But when it is cooked, digested, assimilated, and be strong, like Sri Ramakrishna's example. Have you seen milk? He said, I have seen milk. What is that? No, it is white and it is full of protein. So this is also knowledge. But that knowledge is not enough. Sri Ramakrishna says, Vijnana. What is that? So drink milk, digest it, assimilate it, and be strong. So that is real Nididhyasana. That means to inculcate in one's own life.
Maharaj,
Abel?
uh,
Yes, please.
so if the man's prana is not working while we sleep, then what is working during Sushupti?
You yourself. Because of that, again, it wakes up. That is we are trying to find out. What is that reality? You see, next morning you get up, your body functions, then you start seeing, yes, what to do, what not to do, what to cook, what not to cook. So everything comes. So like it is like employee. When boss comes, employees also come, starts working. So you are that employer. So that we're trying to find out that employer or boss. Who is the
And
boss?
that is the same reason we are not understanding, even though we see this world and it's God, but we don't see it's
No.
God.
See, like now we have left that one.
Uh,
Now we are trying to find out here.
okay.
Previously, what is this whole world? So many varieties, so many things, so many stars, galaxies, etc., etc. So that we have found out actually, it is Upahita Chaitanya and Anupahita Chaitanya. So Chaitanya is one, individually or collectively. The consciousness is the same. Now we have left that idea. Now we are taking another idea. We are trying to find out here. What is this self? Is the self this body? No. That we have discarded. Is this the vital forces? No. That is discarded. Is this mind? It's all subtle. Not only this, you have to contemplate, you have to meditate on this. What is this self? Is this body? No. Is this the vital forces? No. Is the mind? No. It is the intellect? No. And now it will be other ideas will come, and then you'll find, oh, this is me. But it is difficult to hold it. Again, when you are engaged in work, you'll forget. But again, you have to remind. This is the process.
So during Sushupti, the consciousness is more prominent than when we are awake.
So what we think, consciousness is somebody else, but actually it is me.
Yeah, so within me, the consciousness is more
Again,
prominent.
not within you yourself. When you say within me, that means somebody else. That is what. So we have to find out that, right?
Okay, Maharaj, pranam.
Thank you. Namaste. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. You know, this Buddhism, they came very close. And again, Buddha attained the truth. Only the interpretation went wrong. They thought it is the non-self, there is no self. We will talk that later. But Sri Ramakrishna clarified that Buddha is Bodha Swarupa. Bodha Swarupa, that means the enlightened being who has attained enlightenment. He is Buddha. But how they interpreted? They interpreted as non-self. There is no self. But actually, what they are speaking that non-dual truth, which they arrived at as negating. But what Advaita Vedanta says, it is the positive. In presence of this, everything happens. In presence of you, everything happens. What is that you? That is to be explored. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pranam Swamiji. Thank
Namaste,
you.
namaste. Hari Om.
Hari
So
Very
tomorrow
nice.
it will be easier. Tomorrow is a story. Holy Mother's story.
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you, Hari Om.
Good night,
Pranam.
Swami.
Good night. Good
Have a
night.
nice evening, Swamiji. Take
Pardon?
care.
Say it again.
I said, have a lovely evening and take care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Hari Om.
You're welcome. Pranam.
Namaste.
Pranam.
Namaste, namaste.